Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Are Warriors executives thoughtful about staying with this roster? Or make a deal for a big star to win now? Kevin Durant was a perfect partner for Stephen Curry, and the player has shown signs of dissatisfaction with the Phoenix Suns, so it could happen at any time that he asks for a trade. And the Warriors have a great four-player package to offer in exchange for Kevin Durant. Great deal suggestion: Kevin Durant will ask for a trade and be able to join his ideal partner Stephen Curry. Kevin Durant is deemed the Golden State Warriors' dream target to acquire this season. When Kevin Durant joined the Golden State Warriors in 2016, he essentially tipped the balance in the league. After all, KD formed a super team with the Warriors that already had the trio of Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. Despite being labeled a villain for the move, Durant walked away with 2 NBA championships in 2019. Since then, the two sides have gone their separate ways. But what if KD reunites with the Warriors for one last dance? As of now, both the Warriors and the Phoenix Suns have enjoyed a solid start to the 2024-25 NBA season. Both sides have a 6-1 record, as the Suns are the second seed in the Western Conference while the Dubs are the third. Keeping that in mind, it's highly unlikely that either franchise will take the risk of ruining its current team dynamics. However, Bleacher Report's Grant Hughes still deems Durant the Warriors' dream trade target. If things go sideways in Phoenix, Golden State could pile its available first-rounders together with Kuminga and matching salary to make a reunion play for old pal Kevin Durant, Hughes wrote. The interpersonal dynamics would be tricky, but KD would give the Dubs the second star they currently lack. While it's true that the Warriors lack a true second star right now, it isn't holding back the team. Instead, it has allowed multiple players like Buddy Hield, Draymond Green, and Jonathan Kuminga to step up when required. Moreover, the report is entirely based on the fact that the Warriors failed to agree with Kuminga on a contract extension. Kuminga will be a restricted free agent next summer. This means the Warriors can easily match any deal he receives from rivals in free agency. Durant's return to the Warriors may sound intriguing on paper, but it isn't a smart move. For starters, KD will be open to a huge backlash if he decides to return to his former team. In addition, the Warriors will likely be unloading a plethora of future first-round picks alongside, at least, Kuminga in the deal. They could be required to add another young player like Moses Moody to further sweeten the deal for the Suns. Let's not forget the fact that Durant is already 36 years old. As good as the Slim Reaper is, he has struggled with injuries since leaving the Warriors. Durant played more than 70 games for the first time in his post-Warriors career last season. Still, never say never. If Durant reunites with the Warriors, the goal will be to maximize the remaining time he has left in the league alongside Curry. Buddy Hield is the Golden State Warriors' X-factor. Buddy Hield has made a lightning-fast start to his tenure in the Bay Area. The Golden State Warriors sharpshooter is averaging 22.2 points, 4.2 rebounds, and 2.5 assists, while shooting 51.6% from the field and 51.7% from three-point range. His movement shooting ability has allowed Steve Kerr to quickly plug the gap left behind by Klay Thompson. According to Mike Shearer of Hoops Hype, Hield is Golden State's X-factor for the 2024-25 season. His floor spacing, knockdown shooting, and the pace of his playstyle have already been huge additions to the rotation. He will likely grow in importance as he continues to get acclimated to his new surroundings and teammates. Steph Curry is averaging just 18 points and has played in only 3 contests, and Jonathan Kuminga has vacillated between bench and starting roles, Shearer wrote. Instead, the team has been led in scoring by Hield, 22 points per game with eyeball-popping 52/52/90% shooting splits, and Wiggins, nearly 19 points per game. Hield is outplaying. Following their 125-112 win over the Washington Wizards on Monday, November 4, the Warriors are 6-1 to open the season. Hield, who has come off the bench for 6 of his first 7 games with the franchise, has been one of the team's most reliable offensive outlets. It will be interesting to see whether Kerr eventually pairs Steph Curry and Hield together with the starting unit, especially if Jonathan Kuminga continues to impress as a primary scorer off the bench. Regardless of what role Hield is tasked with, he will undoubtedly be a significant part of any success the franchise has this season. Is Warriors' Jonathan Kuminga among the biggest losers of the opening weeks in the NBA? Jonathan Kuminga began the season as a small forward in the Golden State Warriors starting lineup. He was flanked by Draymond Green and Tracy Jackson-Davis. However, after struggling to produce on offense for the opening 3 games, Kuminga was moved to the bench unit. He's thrived since that change was made, and has begun showcasing his all-star level upside as a scorer and athletic defender. According to Bleacher Report's staff, Kuminga is among the biggest losers of the opening 2 weeks. Not because he was benched, but because the Warriors didn't put him in a position to excel during his first 3 games. The staff writers noted how he was surrounded by shaky shooters, limiting the team's floor spacing, thus hurting his ability to pressure the rim. Given Golden State's long-standing need for a Stephen Curry sidekick, one might think the Warriors would be bending over backward to fuel Kuminga's ascension, Bleacher Report's staff writers wrote. Instead, they've done the opposite. First, they surrounded him with a batch of shaky-at-best shooters in a starting lineup that masked none of his weaknesses. Then, they plucked the 22-year-old, who was drafted 7th overall in 2021, out of the opening group just 3 games into the season. To Kuminga's credit, he responded to the demotion by delivering his best 2 games of the campaign. Honestly, a scenery change might do the bouncy swingman some good. Kuminga will undoubtedly force his way back into the Warriors' starting lineup this season. His production off the bench has been an important part of how the team has remained competitive despite Steph Curry being absent due to an ankle injury. Once Curry is back in the rotation and Kerr has fixed some of the spacing issues with the starting unit, it wouldn't make sense to keep Kuminga on the bench. Despite the fact he never reached an agreement on a contract extension, he is still clearly a star of the future. The front office will want to keep him in the Bay Area for years to come. That means allowing him to find his role within the starting 5, and that must happen sooner rather than later.